to Thankful Thursday with Amy and Ashley. We're happy to be here with you guys. We've decided that we're going to go through some balancing of the chakras for the next few weeks. Of course, if you guys have something else you want us to throw in one week, and draw your navel muscles slightly in, slightly up, and compressing the vagus nerves. Just taking those nice deep breaths now. Letting go of the day. If you like, you can even repeat the following mantra silently to yourself. I am a divine being of light, peaceful, protected, and secure. I am a divine being of light, peaceful, protected, and secure. While you're seated there, breathing slowly, you can begin to perhaps tense your muscles up a little bit, tensing your fingers, your arms, all the way up to your shoulders, tensing down your legs, tensing up as much as you can. Really tense it up. Now hold your breath in if that's okay with you. And then on the exhale, just let go. Shake it all off, gently come back. Great. Yeah, sigh it out. So when we're talking about the first chakra, which is what we're talking about today, it's called Muladhara. So our chakras are, we talk about 7 main ones, but they're really energy wheels or centers. So there's thousands and thousands, just like meridians or nadis in acupuncture and other things. But the 7 that we talk about most frequently in yoga and other things, their basis is scientific because each one is representative of one of the glands of the body. So the root is the base of our body and it's covering the adrenal glands. And basically, if you're in your first chakra and you're feeling balanced, then you're going to feel secure. And all of your needs, your physical, mental, emotional needs are going to be met. So it's based on safety and security. And if it's blocked or out of balance, and it happens to all of us at different times, but you might become more needy or have low self-esteem, it can be self-destructive. So you can have an overactive or an underactive chakra, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We also have a little bit of some yoga poses to do, a little tiny flow, and Amy has picked us out a tarot card.
Yes, so the tarot card I chose is the 9 of Pentacles. So Pentacles relate to the root chakra, which relates to security. Think about like basic things like where do you live, who you live with, what do you do for a job. And the 9 of Pentacles is really a beautiful card. It's really positive omen to all of those things, saying that all those things are coming together, whether that's, you're living in a really good community, you feel a part of the community, you have a good home base, you feel secure where you are in your career, and you're also sharing this with the close people around you in your life. So yeah, 9 of Pentacles.
Yay, 9 of Pentacles it is. So we're going to stand up now, and we'll just go through a couple of yoga poses that are very grounding for the first chakra. Move my blanket to the back. So the first one is called mountain pose, and it looks just like we're standing, but you're really activating all of your muscles. So typically the palms can turn a little bit forward, and you're really lifting up out and just taking some nice deep breaths here. So sometimes I like to even rock a little bit back and forth to note where my weight is balanced and to find my solidity in mountain or Tadasana pose. And so from here, we're going to place all of our weight into that left foot, lift the right foot up, step it all the way to the back, and turn it out in between about 90 degrees. So my front foot, I'm not going to try left and right on Facebook, it messes me up how this is backwards and upside down sometimes. But my front foot is going to be as close to parallel to my mat, so toes pointing towards you, and I want my knee to be pressed out, so not rolling in. And you want your thigh to be as close to a 90-degree angle, and then your arms come straight out, and your gaze goes over that middle finger. Again, gaze is called Drisdi. And so you're just going to stay here and breathe. So Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2 is the pose. And so you can feel your root chakra radiating down into the ground as you feel firmly planted in your feet. And just breathing here. going to take our front elbow onto our thigh. Back palm turns up and we reach over. We can look up if we like or down. So this is our side angle here. And just breathing. And in a moment we're going to go into a third, well it'd actually be a fourth pose, but we'll go back and forth through a few of these. The warrior two, the side angle, and then through your warrior two now, and into a reverse. So your backhand slides down the back leg and your arm comes up. So what keeps us rooted here is our legs really never move in these three positions. So we'll come back to our warrior two and we'll hold this for a few breaths. So feel the strength in your legs, feel that back pinky toe pressing in. And then forward into that side angle.
It's amazing too how much power and stability you get from doing a yoga practice like this. Even though you're not, flowing fast from pose to pose, you're still really engaging everything.
It gives you the time to think about the muscular engagement. Back to your warrior two. Maybe deepen a little if you need more, and then reverse the warrior. And power push that front leg straight to give it a release. You're going to bring the arms back up, bend back into your warrior two, and then you can step your back foot in a little bit, coming into a tree pose. So your tree can be really low and you can tippy toe it in, or you can press the ankle into the thigh, or foot into ankle. I'm not good with anatomy. Or you can lift it up and press your foot into your thigh. So you want to press wherever you're pressing against each other. So you have that opposition. So your hands will be pressing together and you're pressing down and up at the same time, just breathing. And then release and let that all go. What's good on one side is good on the other. So we'll step the opposite leg back into our warrior two on this side from that mountain pose. And finding the appropriate depth and position for you. And gazes over that middle finger that's in front. Nice deep breathing. And then bring it into side angle. Parsvakonasana. The Sanskrit way, right? And then back to your warrior two, your Vajrasana two. And then reverse it. And back to warrior two. And side angle. Warrior two, last one, and reverse. And then power push your front leg straight, rise back up, bring your arms back to where they were. Bend your front knee again and bring it into your version of tree, whether it's down low or up high. High. There's lots of people coming on. And so just hanging out in tree, breathing. Then let that all go, shake it out, big sigh. Ah. So we're going to come back to the ground for a little bit here. And you might already notice that was a lot of thigh work. So that's very grounding too, to get those big muscles working. So we talked a little bit about either your chakra being underactive or overactive. So if you're having an underactive first chakra, you might be kind of like neglecting yourself. You could be underweight, you could have poor discipline or boundaries, sometimes depression. Let's see, what else? You could be lethargic, And if it's more overactive, then you're more overeating. I have the COVID-10 going myself. But there's also craving unhealthy foods, paranoia, nervousness, aggression, dominant behavior, or addiction to adrenaline kind of thing. So that would be the overactive. So we have different oils that can help with both under and overactive. So patchouli is going to be good for the overactive. So that's if you have the paranoia, the overeating. And cassia is the other one. And that is for, the opposite. So, I love my patchouli too. So, a good practice when you're working with the chakras, at least the first one, is you can kind of rub the oil onto the soles of the feet. We diffuse some too.
Cassia is really good.
It's cinnamony, right?
Yeah.
And patchouli, everybody knows what patchouli smells like.
This reminds me of like you're baking something almost,
We do smell yummy, right?
Yeah.
That's always nice. So, besides all of that, there's different chants that you can do to help balance out your first chakra. So, if you want a more calming, if you're feeling like, ew, and you need to calm it down, then a very long O would be the way to go. So, Amy and I'll do that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, big inhale. Oh. So you could repeat that a few times. Now, if you're feeling on the lethargic side, then you might be using some cassia, and instead of saying oh really long, you're going to go long. But it's a few times, and it's a little faster. So it's long, 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 long.
All right.
Yeah, ready?
I'm ready.
Lum, 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 lum. It gets silly after a while. But it's lam, L-A-M. So I remember that one goes with the root chakra because lam is low.
Okay.
I have these little things to remember these
Mnemonics.
things. Yeah, mnemonics, very good. So that's basically that. We do also have a yin pose that is kind of yummy. And it also opens up and balances the first chakra. And so in yin, it's called caterpillar. So you would take a pillow. You don't have to have this you could take a couch pillow or a couple of your bed pillows if you're at home. If you have, yoga props, then you would use a bolster. So Amy and I are a little bit flexible. And you just let your feet relax. But if you're not that flexible, you can always take a block, or if you're at home, maybe some Tupperware. You kind of can prop your head up. So you're getting that stretch. And Amy's going to go into the pose while I kind of hang out so I can talk to you a little bit. So in yin, your muscles are nice and relaxed. You're not really aiming to touch your feet or anything. You're going for a certain edge and depth, and you're staying for a while. And you don't want to get into your deepest position or pose right away because the goal is to stay there for a while. You do want to feel something though. And yin is all about opening up the joints. So our joints have plasticity as opposed to elasticity. So muscles are elastic. That's why we do a lot of rapid fire, fast movements, jumping, etc. And it's good for building muscle or curling weights, Our joints, however, you can think of more like credit cards. If you were going with your credit card, sooner or later it's going to break. So we don't want that to happen. So we want to hold a pose for our joints nice and long. We just let all of our muscles relax. Usually about 5 minutes is a good time for a yin pose. Some people hold it less, some more. It kind of depends on your personal practice as well. But that's going to allow your joints the time to kind of open up. So you actually do gain flexibility in your muscles and your joints from a yin pose because everything just is allowed to open up and relax. And how's it feeling?
It feels really good.
She said really good.
I'm a fan.
She's a fan. I love it. Let's see, what else do we have for you today? You could also be doing some bridge work. I'm not really going to do that today though. We're just going to let that go, and then we can kind of bend the knees and just windshield wipe it out. Nice and gentle. Yeah, good. I like that windshield wipe.
Yeah.
And then you can either lie down or come back to your seated, whatever it looks like, with your Adi Mudra. So each of the chakras also has a note, and a bowl, obviously, because all our bowls are different musical notes. So the root chakra has C, so I'm just going to play the C for us a couple times. allowing the breath to deepen. The eyes can return. You can make those little movements, shake it out. So it was a short little practice today, but lots of information in there. We hope you had fun. Do you have anything to add?
One of my favorite things to help balance the root chakra is making sure I get outside. Whether it's doing yoga outside or I feel like just being barefoot for a few minutes and taking those deep breaths, I think that could be a great little thing to help boost.
Sure. Even like touching a tree. Earthing.
Totally. Yeah, exactly.
So, and it's a great time to get outside.
Definitely.
So I think that's all we have for you, unless there's any questions. We've been trying to peek at the same time. I'm not seeing any, but sometimes there's a delay over here. We'll put all our information. Oh, here you all are.
There we are.
Hi, guys. So thanks again for being here. We'll put all our information in the chat. And so we're both available for yoga. Amy also does tarot, and you do yummy treats.
I also make gluten-free vegan cookie dough, and I deliver.
I'm blessed there. I do yoga therapy, hypnosis, Reiki, and this.
Yeah.
So we're around, and thank you so much, and namaste.
Namaste.
Remember to be grateful for something and thankful today.
Yes.
Bye.